It's a completely different track here, a lot of fast corners, lower tire degradation, and all these things will probably make it a bit more straightforward for everyone. But I still think our car is good normally in high speed, and hopefully we can show that here again.
We need to be strong come race day, make sure that we are able to deliver when it matters, and I think if we are able to do that, we will be in a very strong position. To really be up there and really be able to prepare as good as possible for the weekend.
Yeah, I think drawing conclusions after the first race is a bit too early. One thing for sure is that our focus is on the brakes problems we had in the race. We've been working on it, and I hope we can solve them.
And what about the raw pace of your car? Do you think you've got something that can challenge Max Verstappen this year?
Not for now, but I think we are in a much better place compared to last year, where after the first race we were more trying to fix the issues rather than focusing on the future and the next upgrades. Whereas this year the car is in a much better place, in a place that we expected it to be. So now we can focus on the future upgrades.
This is my third season now alongside Lewis, greatest driver of all time, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job alongside him. So whoever were to line up alongside me next year or the years to come, I welcome anybody, welcome a challenge. You always want to go against the best, but ultimately for me, just focus on myself. I believe in myself. I believe I can beat anybody on the grid, and you just got to have that mentality. So as I said, having Lewis as my benchmark for the last couple of years has been a pretty good benchmark for sure.
We're in a good position. We're thinking that this track should suit us a little bit more than Bahrain, just because it's slightly higher speed. So excited, but it's still early to say who we're fighting. Like, it was just 4 or 5 different teams. But that's a good thing for us. It's exciting. It makes us work hard. So good one in Bahrain. Hopefully continue that this weekend would be nice.
It was really great to see how close everyone was behind the Red Bulls. As we saw last year, and it'll be really interesting. Maybe this is a much different surface. It is, obviously the last track is very rear limited. This is a front limited circuit, and so it'll be really interesting to see whose car that works well towards. I think Red Bull have so much rear end, and I know they were killing their front tires in the last race, so it'll be interesting.
I mean, it was a semi-happy hunting ground for me last year in qualifying, but we will have to see. I think we should be a bit more competitive, but that's certainly not a given. So hopefully we can be quick, and again, on paper it should be a little bit kinder to us than Bahrain.
It was a positive start for us, obviously different than last year with the podium. We started really strong last year, but all in all, I think we did expect to start as we finish in Abu Dhabi. So 5th fastest team. We're still a long way to go, but we have a good baseline. Let's work from here.
No, I don't think it was the hardest earned point, but it made for a pretty exciting race, just with a little bit more action than I anticipated, but it was nice to pick up a point.
So I think we definitely didn't expect to be so close or to be fighting for that final spot in the points with a race that no top 5 teams retirement. So I think it was a good step, and also very well executed from our side. Strategy-wise, also the way how we're managing the tires, especially the last thing, we have to undercut a little bit to cover Stroll. And finish P11 in the end, I think was probably the best we can hope for, really.
We were in a better position than certainly we were last year, and also I think to what we had expected. I don't think we were really expecting to be fighting for points, and at the end of the day we got the strategy a bit wrong and got undercut by 2 people in the first stint. 2 people that then finished ahead of us, and about the same pace. So I think points were within reach for us, and everyone finished. There's no gifted positions. So I think P12 for us was a decent start. Not where we really want to be, of course. We want to be scoring points.
I'm really excited to race here again because the track, as you mentioned, street circuit, it's fun. It's really high speed. Obviously missed this one last year, so excited to just feel the car on a circuit like this. And it's humid. It's at the moment quite windy, so completely different asphalt as well to Bahrain, so highly likely a one-stop race and more of a flat-out race. So I think physically a much bigger challenge as well. So lots of these little things make it pretty cool.
I think I was fighting with top 10. So definitely there's a pace, and we saw qualifying as well. We ended up quite close to P10 as well, so that was good. So enjoyed first half.
I think where we were in the race weekend was not totally relative to the pace. I think we actually had a car that was quicker than where we finished. But it's very tight. A tenth swings it from kind of that top end of that midfield pack to the bottom end. So we feel okay. I think everyone wanted more. Points were always going to be the target. I think that top 5 grouping, top 5 teams, they are a cut above where the rest of us are.
It does feel that way, that we've done a better job on the aero map. It's more consistent, it's more predictable. It allows us to look after the tires more. So I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. But again, like everyone here, it's early days. We've had one specific track. So we need to wait and see what happens a couple next ones.
We've kept in touch obviously with the engineers in between, while we were resting and training and getting ready for this weekend. But we obviously had a few more ideas on where we need to improve the car. It's a different circuit here, and it's going to be important to assess exactly where we are, because it's the first time we drive the car in a different circuit. So I look forward to discover how it's going to be here, and it's always a fun track as well. So it's going to be great to drive here.
What about the news with Matt and Dirk leaving the team? How do you feel about that restructuring and internally at Alpine going forward?
Yeah, it's obviously I've worked with them since I joined the team, and I was pretty close to them, so came as a surprise. But then, at the same time, I trust my team. I trust the people in charge of the management, Bruno, Luca, and I see positive changes in the team behind the scenes. Obviously, it doesn't reflect yet on the racetrack, but it's I trust the people in charge.
It's a bit of a different feeling. Everything looks different, but also the mindset is getting to where it should be. So there's lots of hope with this current package. Still lots to unlock, and I think that's why people are excited and motivated.
What do you mean by the mindset? You've won races for Mercedes. Where does the team need to get to in terms of mindset?
I think we just can't. We can't have the mindset that we can be satisfied with certain results. Example, the result last weekend. We can't. Accept that is where we are. We always need to try for more. I think that's the thing, that always need to push for something further and something beyond what we're at the moment achieving.
We have a car that I think we'll be able to get a consistent, good balance throughout the season, which is always positive. I think the negative was we didn't, extract the full potential. We had quite a few issues throughout the weekend. But better for them to happen early, and we can get on top of them moving forward. And excited to be back here. I had a really fun year last year in Jeddah, and hopefully can pick up where I left off.